Hey fellow game masters, Richard Quiner here. I have some nasty COVID editing hair and this project, finally getting this rolling out in succession. I wanted to take a minute before the episode actually plays to first thank the players. They were fantastic in this game, and also to apologize. The technical side of this did not go out as well or as smoothly as I could have done in the past, or as I had done in the past. So this and the next couple episodes are actually going to be pretty difficult to listen to, if I'm being honest. But if you pay attention, you can hear what's going on. The story's still there, and it's still a really fun time. So that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it.
It's a nice autumn day, and you guys have all been summoned to the village of Wheldrake to meet up with a gentleman who had come looking for each of you to bring you into this town and ask your help on this expedition, this adventure that's coming up. Some of you traveled for several days to get here. Some took a cart. One was just able to walk a couple miles and reach the village, no problem. But however you're traveling, you all ended up here in Wheldrake on this early morning. Vashti, you would have arrived first, probably getting a head start, the excitement of the adventure coming up and the possibilities of things you'll find out there. You arrive, and it's about 6 in the morning, and the villagers are up and awake, and they're kind of starting their day, setting out carts and little market stalls in the village square. The village of Wheldrake is relatively small. There's maybe only 100 people that live here that you guys know of, and it's become a small trade hub in this region of Yyndaer. It's a region that's kind of in the north. It's close enough that you get snow on the mountains. It's far enough north for that, but it's not so north that it's like Arctic. Yet.
Did I hear trade?
There is a lot of trade happening in this village, so there's plenty of things and markets to check out. But Vashti, as you arrive, you know you were sent to look for a certain person in the town, but what do you want to do when you first get here?
I would say that Vashti is just... since it's her first time in the village, I would just say that she's just like walking down the road, smelling the fresh air, taking in the scenery.
Okay. The smell of this village, it is on the coast. It's kind of a small coastal town, so you smell a lot of the sea, fish smell, salty, briny smell that just like assaults your nose. It's pleasant when you're used to it, but if you're not, it's not so great. And fish and seagulls and all this kind of animals. As you're walking through town, you do notice that there is a little tavern called the Cozy Pot that's set up, and it looks like there's a band of people gathering out front. There's several gentlemen wearing these long robes with these big medallions on their chest. The medallions, you notice the symbol is a sun with 3 rays kind of beaming down from it. Surrounded by a kind of a Celtic knot symbol. They look like they're preparing for something. What are you going to do?
I think I'm just gonna go over to the tavern, see what's going on there.
All right. As you approach, this older gentleman kind of steps out of the tavern, seeing you approach, and he immediately recognizes your outfit. As he walks towards you, you must be Gifford's apprentice.
That I am.
I'm Alexandris. Pleased to meet you. Please, come inside. We're really just waiting for one more.
All right. She walked in.
All right. As you step inside, You see a figure sitting at a table working on a drink of some sort. Velsier, how about you describe yourself? You're sitting in the tavern having already arrived.
All right. Velsier is probably sitting in a booth, if there are any.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty large frame. He's probably about 2 or 3 times the size of what you would consider a normal tiefling. Jet black skin, huge curled horns that are also black, but kind of towards the tips, go into a sort of violet color, and he's got a shock of dreadlocks in a ponytail in the back that's an ultraviolet color, and a big bushy ultraviolet beard, and bright yellow eyes with no pupils or iris, just solid yellow.
Yeah.
Fully armored.
Fully armored, ready to go. Velsier, you look up as the door opens and this figure walks in. Vashtai, can you describe yourself?
So Vashtai is pretty simple. She's wearing like tan, monk apprentice clothes, with a little black belt like around her waist, and wristbands are also black. She's got light purple hair that's pulled up to a ponytail, and it goes about halfway down her back. And she's got very light blue eyes. You also notice that she has a kind of like a also kind of a tannish colored stone around her neck. And also wearing tannish shoes as well. She's about your average height, probably about 5 foot. Not really standing out too much.
Yeah, as you walk in, Alexandros is right there with you, and he motions over to Velsier in the booth. Says, "Over there is one of your adventure companions who's joining us. Please have a seat." And he shouts out, "Velsier, this is Vashtai, Gifford's apprentice." You don't know Gifford, but he sounds like you're supposed to. She's joining you on this expedition, so she's gonna sit down. Soon, the third party member will be here, and we'll be able to get this show on the road, as they say. And he steps back outside, leaving you guys a moment to get to know each other. Right. What do you guys do?
Vashtai, well met.
Well met, good sir.
All right. Do you know why we're here? Have you been informed at all?
Not really, I'm afraid. I was just told by my master that it was very urgent to come down to the village and be part of this adventuring crew.
Okay. You probably see around his neck he has the same symbol as the other people were that sun symbol. I have some questions myself about what we're embarking on. I don't really know entirely what is happening, what has happened, but we'll get those questions answered before we head out.
Oh yes.
As if on cue, the door opens up, and standing there is another young man, Gabriel. Just go ahead and describe yourself.
You see a 5'6", slim half-elf with gray hair and a purple trench coat, kind of with a bag on his back, and he's kind of pocketed into his coat.
What are you saying to your coat? If you're talking into your coat, what are you saying to the coat as Alexandros kind of motions for you to step in?
Quite a pleasant place, isn't it?
And you hear back, you Gabriel, you hear, "This is nice. This is real nice, but let's get this on the road. Can they hurry it up? Can they hurry this up already?"
I really hope so.
Alexandros kind of guides you over to the booth. "Young Gabriel, this is your adventuring party here. Velseer is a member of the augury. We brought him in to help with this upcoming problem we have, and Vashti is an expert on things of... What are you an expert on, Vashti? I wasn't quite sure.
Well, I guess you could say the typical hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, yes.
Kicking names.
Her master...
Whip out a piece of parchment and a quill and very swiftly trying to write down the names and details.
And he says, Gabriel here comes from the Tri-Moon Sanctuary on the way over the hill. You guys know of this sanctuary as a place of learning. It's scholarly, and there's just a lot of smart people who live there. I'm sure you're wondering what this is all about and why I needed you three. Specifically.
Yes.
So each of us possesses a different set of skills. And this task definitely requires people of different skills.
That's very astute, young man. There is problems. Velseer knows of a group known as the Shattered Tower that was they caused trouble about 10 years ago in the lands in this region, and now they've turned up in Merovingia. We have reports from some of our agents that they've been seeing things moving in the night, possibly werewolves. They've also been talking of strange stones in the mountain, which I know, Vashti, you were looking for some strange stones in a mountain, possibly, and, well, Velseer here, he has a vendetta against the Shattered Tower, so we figured he would be a good person to guide this. We're going to set sail tomorrow morning. We have a ship chartered, ready to take us all the way there, but in the meantime, why don't you figure out if you need any provisions, other gear. We have a small budget for this, and then we'll meet you on the ship to get ready to set sail whenever you're ready. And he drops a bag of gold on the table, and it's 100 gold total for you guys to decide what you want to buy to take on this adventure with you.
Okay.
Any questions?
Yes, Alexandra, so I have a question for you. And it might involve a little more thorough of an answer. You see, given my predicament, I have very little recourse to trust too many people currently. So I just need to ask one question of everybody here. And Velseer holds onto his symbol and utters a small prayer to Namira, the goddess of the sun, a goddess of light and hope and virtue, and then slams his fist on the table and casts Zone of Truth.
Okay. If
Charisma saving throw.
it is, yeah, I think it's charisma, yeah. So if you guys want to try to save, you're welcome to do that. Augustus does not save.
Okay. Alexander's?
Alexandrus, yeah.
Okay. So
He's not Augustus.
Where's my saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to roll to make the save.
Okay.
Please. So it's a 16.
Okay.
16.
That passes.
All right.
Oh,
Vashti,
no.
that does not pass.
So
we
you're
could not
completely
hear
telling
you.
the truth.
Yes. What is your question, Velseer?
My question is very simple. I just need to know if any of you have now or have ever worked as an agent for the Shattered Tower?
No.
We cannot hear you, Vashti.
Nope.
There you go.
All right.
Augustus, emphatically, of course not, Velsier.
All right. I believe you. I just needed to know that. It's been 10 years, and I don't know who I can trust anymore.
That is understandable.
I'm gonna
We
put
will-
that second level spell slot on. All right. Well, I mean, we're going to take a nap anyway before we leave, I assume.
Yeah. We set sail.
Valuable resource, very good price.
We're gonna set sail first thing in the morning, and when we arrive at Merovingia, we're meeting with an agent, Wanda. You'll like her. She's Wanda.
All right.
She hasn't been with the augury that long, but she's done very good work over in Merovingia, keeping an eye on things. It's a small force, but it'll be good. We think we can crush the Shattered Tower and take care of any problems that they bring up.
Hopefully.
I'm going to go ahead and prepare the ship. Feel free to come by after you've purchased your provisions. And he takes his leave, leaving you guys there kind of in this, still some confusion, not the most perfect answers, but what do you guys want to do next? You have 100 gold.
100 gold to split, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Split it would be 33 gold per person. Exactly 33.3 gold per person. That leaves 1 gold coin to one person.
We'll just tip the bartender 1 gold.
I can see that too.
Or one of you can take it. This is fine. I do not. So.
So you guys divvy up the coins, and there's that 1 extra. Are you leaving it for the bartender then, or is somebody taking it?
I think we can leave it for a tip.
All right. So you each have 33 gold now. There are several stalls out in the street. Kind of markets are set up for you guys to buy provisions, anything specific that you're looking for. What would you guys want to bring along? Or do you want to know more about where you're headed? A weapons vendor? There is a blacksmith in town that does make some weapons. They call him Hurdy the Gurdy. That's his nickname in town. But
Is that 5 gentlemen and 7 silver buttons?
you go up and you're taking a look at his weapons and you don't see any silvered. They're just standard steel. And he walks up, and he's this older guy. He's missing 1 eye, but he doesn't wear an eye patch because who needs it? And he steps up to you. This is the best weapons in Wheldrake, young man. The best. I know because I made them myself. Can I interest you in something?
Are there any long swords that you have?
Of course I have long swords. What do you take me for? Some kind of not long sword making blacksmith? I would make these in my sleep. And he shows you on the table a little further down, kind of out of the way. He does have several long swords laid out. Are you looking for any in particular?
So are all the long swords the same? So no other properties additional that they possess?
They are all the same. They're just standard long swords, yeah.
Do you have anything magical in nature?
Magical? If I'm honest, son, I don't got anything magical. I don't know how to do any of that.
Do you know anyone in town with us?
In this town, there's this old lady. They call her Krell Dean. and she lives over on the far side. And he points down the road to this decrepit kind of overrun hut that's just overgrown with plants. She's the only one in town who dabbles in that magic stuff. So maybe, what kind of magic do you need?
Any magic can be good magic.
Well, then Queldine's the lady you're gonna look for. We'll come back. Are you heading over there?
Yes, I'm heading.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to you in a moment here. Vashti, you step out. You haven't been in a village like this in a while. Like, you've just been at the temple kind of training. What do you do?
I think I want to start off with, are there any shops that sell, like, healing potions at all?
There is. There's one alchemist that's kind of has his little booth set up. And it's this little gnome.
Alright. Yeah, I'll go up to that little booth.
The gnome, like, crawls up on a chair to get at your height. And he's, hello, what can I help you with,
Hello.
miss?
I'm looking for some healing potions here.
Healing potion? I got some healing potions right here. 50 gold each.
Oh, I see. Oh, shoot. I sadly only have 33 gold here. You think we can negotiate or anything, good sir?
Roll a persuasion check.
Let me see here. Where is my persuasion at?
Should be in your skills list.
Where is that on Foundry?
On your character sheet, it is on that front page. You have your ability scores, and right next to that.
There we go. Okay. Persuasion. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good.
He looks at you for a moment. You know what, miss? Since you're clearly not from around here, and we don't get many outsiders coming into town, I'll sell you one potion of healing for 33 gold.
Perfect.
You gotta... And he spits in his hand and holds it out to you to shake it. Deal?
Deal, good sir. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And it's kind of gross, but you give him the 33 gold, you get a potion of healing. It's just regular healing, but you have your potion.
Awesome.
Velsier, they've head off pretty energetically looking for stuff. Is there anything you're looking for?
I'm gonna just go to the, because I've been to this town a few times, just to trade a few things. I'm gonna just head over to the tailor.
Okay.
And get a nice winter cloak and some insulated padding for the inside of my armor, since we're going to be traveling into colder weather.
Okay, what's the name of the tailor? You've dealt with him a couple times now.
Like you're throwing it back on me now.
Yeah.
It's Stefan.
Stefan, yes. As you walk in, he greets you. Oh, Velsier, good to see you once more. What can I do for you today?
What I am looking for is, looks like I'll be heading into some slightly colder weather than what we experience here in the Wheldrake area. What I would like is just some insulation for the inside of my armor, maybe like an insulated gambeson, and a heavier cloak than what they currently have.
Excellent. We can definitely do that. I think I even have one in your size. And he goes over to this cart, this rack, and he pulls off this really nice cloak. 15 gold for the cloak, and I'll just give you the insulated padding. Just throw that in there.
You're too kind. And I give him...
I know.
I give him 17 gold.
Oh, and you, Velsier, are too kind. Are you traveling with that group of men that came in wearing that same amulet as yours?
Yes. Yes, I would be. Well, I don't know if they're traveling with us, but they belong to the same order that I belong to. Yes.
Well, is most excellent. Have a safe trip. Please come back again.
All right, thank you.
Then you head out. Gabriel, you arrive at this little hut, and it's kind of run down, small. Like your head can hit the roof of this hut as you walk up. The door is shut. What do you do?
I would like to knock on the door.
Okay. You tap on the door. After a moment, it kind of cracks open, and you see these two little eyes peering out. I don't know you.
Well, certainly you don't. I'm not from here. My name is Gabriel. I heard you sell magical things.
Oh, you're one of those outsiders looking for magic from the mighty Kreldine. Is that it?
Exactly.
How much money you got?
It all depends on what you have to offer.
Good point. And they open the door a little bit more, and it's this little old lady she's just kind of hunched over. She looks like a witch, but she's wearing a nicer outfit than you would think from the outside of the shed. Do you step inside?
Yes.
All right. When you step in, as you pass through the threshold of the door, the inside of this place changes into a rather nice Apple Store-esque environment. It's just very clean, sterile areas with some magic items laid out on some tables. It looks pretty pristine. And as you step through, she also changes her appearance and is now standing upright and wearing nicer, very refined robes. And you step in, and now, young man, what are you looking for?
Do you have anything that would possibly damage werewolves or infernal or abyssal creatures?
You're looking for silver.
Yes.
Well, I don't have anything that will damage them outright, but I do have a little vial here. It is a potion of silvering. You could rub it on your weapon, and it would act silvered for at least a day.
How much for it?
For this, 100 gold.
I don't have enough gold for that. How about a deal?
I'm listening.
Do you have any unfinished business or items needed retrieving from specific someone or somewhere?
I tend to finish my business up on my own, but if you're... Are you going with that expedition that's been gathering in town?
Of course.
Well, maybe you can find something for me while you're out there. Merovingia is an interesting place that's hard to get to if you don't have the right abilities or resources. If you're there, just find me something nice and magical and bring that on back.
So, a magical object.
Yeah. Maybe there's some eggs of, dragon's eggs would be nice. Haven't seen a dragon's egg in a long time, or who knows? Something of that sort.
My university. Yeah, quite beautiful.
Well then, you're a learned young man, so maybe you can find something good. How's that sound?
That's a deal.
All right. As she hands you the potion, you see this spell kind of extend from her hand and wrap around your wrist, kind of creating a bond of the deal that you just made with her. That's just an assurance. If you don't return, I'll know where to find you.
I don't worry, I always finish what I start, and I always keep my word.
So do I. Then with that, young man, I should get back to my business. I might have paying customers show up later.
Oh man.
And she escorts you out. You guys meet up again. That it takes you a better part of the afternoon, and you know you are leaving in the morning, but what do you guys want to do to kind of finish out your day here before you continue on your journey?
Ocean, I think, would need 1 hour of applying to work.
Yeah, it would take some time, especially for a whole day of use out of that. Yeah.
Okay, so
But I will say, about that, since it is a potion and you carry a dagger mostly, you do have enough there to coat a larger weapon as well. So this could do 2 kind of medium, like a long sword and a dagger, or like that kind of thing, or 3 daggers. You could work with it, but it would take an hour for each application.
seems like I have a simple shower for someone.
But you guys meet back up with your items, and what do you want to do next?
We travel in how much hours?
To get to Merovingia, it's going to take about 4 days by sea.
On our path, there's certainly obstacles to pass. The question is when is the right time to apply these protections. As stated overwhelming severe. And it's fun to deal with them. Okay, I would like to spend my time coating both my dagger and my long sword with the cinnamon potion.
Already.
Are there any apples to be sold in this town?
Like you want to buy some apples?
Yes.
Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, there's some fruit vendors out in front of the tavern that sell some pretty nice apples. They sell 1 per silver. It's pretty expensive, but how many apples do you want to buy?
So if it's only for sale, I can buy 10 for a gold piece.
Yeah.
I would like to buy 30 apples.
30, okay. They worked it out, give you this big bag full of apples for 3 gold.
So it's gold. Now I have 40 gold.
Oh, you were selling the apples?
No, I was buying the apples.
You're buying them, yeah.
Both of my backstory, and I have
Oh, right. Gotcha. Okay. Yes, the background.
now it's have to.
What about Vashti and Velsir? He went off to buy apples again, kind of muttering to himself, and then he wanders off. It's very peculiar mannerisms for this young man, but what do you guys do?
So, Velsier was going to go back into the tavern just to have a quick lunch or dinner, as it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Would you care to join me, Vashtai?
Sure. I spent all my money already, but yeah.
That's
I'll
fine.
be. Oh, thank you.
Is Gabriel with us, or is he doing apple buying?
He returns with this big bag of apples, like this big bundle. Right as you guys are talking about getting dinner.
Oh, my horse would like those apples.
Well, I have a deal with you. An apple for a favor. A small one.
Oh yeah? What's the favor?
It will be in the future.
Okay.
You said it's hard for you to trust people. So there's an apple, a symbol of trust. So I can
Okay.
trust you.
Very well. All right. Would you care for some dinner? We're gonna
Of
go.
course.
I think retire for the evening. So, tell me about yourselves. Well, I'll let you set up the
Yeah.
scene. Sorry.
It's all good. You guys do have rooms that Alexandrus. Now I have Augustus in my head, and it's like sticking in there. Alexandrus had set you up with some rooms here at the tavern/inn, the Cozy Pot here. So you guys have a place to stay here. As you guys come in and sit down, the bartender Johan approaches. Welcome back. I see you going with the people for on the trip. I make you some great stew
Stew.
on the house. You like stew?
I do. Do you have any of that onion soup you normally carry?
Oh yes, I have the onion soup. But if you want onion soup, but I also have the stew. You know what? I bring both. You have the stew and the onion soup. It'll be great.
Perfect.
And some bread. Good luck in your trip. I'll be right back. And he heads off to get your food, leaving you guys at the booth.
Ye old Panera bread.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Get me a French onion soup and a bread bowl. All right, thanks.
Considering potion, I have a question. Is there any drops left in it?
Okay, so we're going to rewind a little bit on that before you guys get into the conversation. So you already wanted to coat your items because the silver potion, once applied, you only have 24 hours of the weapons being silvered. So if you apply it now, it will run out before you get to Merovingia.
Okay, that I will do that in the morning. Would I have enough left to, let's say, put it in something?
You would have a couple drops left once if you coat a couple weapons with it, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. I see you scheming. That's fine. Always scheming. Yeah, so what are you guys going to talk about?
Belsier just looks at his two newly introduced companions. He's like, so tell me about yourselves. Vashtai, where do you come from?
Well, I come from a small village called Arkala. It's mixed between just regular old humans and Kalishtar like myself.
What is a college star? I don't know.
We, well, you see me, I look like a human, but I also connect with people of the dream realm too. And so, yes, I can connect with the dream realm as well. That's what we Kalishtar do.
Fascinating. But you said you belong to a monastery. Is that what Alexandrus was telling me?
Yeah, there's a temple just right up the hill there. I was training under a master of the Way of the Open Hand. His name is Gifford, Master Gifford. I was training under his instruction for little over a year just before coming down here.
All right. Very, very good, very good. I don't know who Gifford is. Alexandra seems to act like I should, but I don't. Doesn't ring a bell. But no, that's wonderful. And you, Gabriel, where do you hail from?
I come from a certain university 2 days from here. I
Okay.
spent all of my 20 years there.
20 years.
Yes.
Okay. What did you study there?
Mostly transmutation and illusion magic, but many other subjects.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting. So you are a wizard then?
I'm actually a bard,
Oh.
but
aw.
I also have a deal with a friend of mine. As I open my cloak, and as a friend says hi,
What does the little friend look like?
you see a dagger shouting hello.
So,
right.
can other people hear the dagger, Gabriel?
Yes, he can choose
Okay.
who hears him.
Yeah, so you guys hear this voice just like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm Ace Clubs. Nice to meet ya."
Oh, all right. Talking daggers. We'll talk to people in their dreams. Scary big tiefling. We're a curious bunch, aren't we?
You truly are. At this time, the bartender would have brought you your soups, French onion soup in a bread bowl, and his stew. It's rabbit stew that he brings out and gives you guys that with some extra bread and some drinks. And
Oh, you know exactly how I like it. Thank you.
oh
sir.
yeah, I know you, Valseer. Enjoy your food, and he heads back. Anything else you guys want to talk about as you kind of have your meal and enjoy your food?
What
not, it's
was your
fine.
encounter with the broken tower you speak of? You say that you have trust issues and you want to make sure that we are not agents of it. Therefore, I must conclude that someone close to you probably betrayed you.
It wasn't anybody close to me. Not really. Well, I was feeling betrayed by Order for a moment. After meeting with Alexandros the other day. The augury. Has Alexandros told you anything about what we do?
I haven't heard a word about your order.
Okay. What we do is we investigate and, if need be, handle certain cults that need
A touch with reality.
yes, in a way. I would say they are cults that worship devils and demons and evil otherworldly beings, or possibly even evilly aligned deities that would oppose Namira. And we gather information primarily to monitor them, and if they rise into any kind of prominence, we handle them in an appropriate way. I was not a very high-level person in the Order. I was primarily, I would say, handling information and protecting my sect within the Order. At some point, my branch in the Order had been infiltrated. And there was a battle, a very, very intense battle, and everyone I knew there was killed. It was eventually I managed to fight off a few of them. It struck down one, and that was the last I remembered for about 10 years of the truth. As I was put under a bit of a curse. My memory was modified to make me believe that not only had they destroyed my sect of the order, but that the entire order was eliminated. And then, well, I spent the next 10 years in a sort of isolation just outside of town here. Living a quiet life, paying my penance, believing that I had been that I had committed a grave sin against Nymeria herself. Up until a few days ago, when Alexandros came over and took all of those false memories away. And primarily why I'm having a hard time trusting right now is it just seemed suspicious to me that they would wait 10 years. I don't know what had happened between then and now. And I'm trying to figure that out.
Someone seems like a fun person if they have memory-altering spells.
Yes, that person was struck down, I believe. I don't really totally know, but I believe they were killed by me. But yeah, I don't remember.
I understand having trouble differentiating from what's reality after 10 years of living in a lie.
Exactly. This situation was very, very jarring for me. It took some time for me to kind of adjust. So when I met up with all of you and then Alexandros again, I was needing a little reassurance, I would say.
A better touch with reality.
Exactly.
I can only imagine what that must have been like.
I was living a pretty peaceful life. I mean, the guilt was there, but I was just helping people all along the, wary travelers who had been attacked by bears or bandits. I would heal them up, send them on their way, send them to people in town who could help them. I'd come into town and, do some trading for furs and various wares and supplies, but I was pretty peaceful 10 years, until Alexandros came and reminded me of all of the truths that were really existing. So, here I am.
We can only live in truth if we don't know anything or know everything.
That's very true. With that, I think I'm going to retire for the night.
I have one single question.
Sure.
Were there any werewolves within those who attacked?
Not that I know of. I don't recall seeing any werewolves. It's primarily just natural, like, your packs of wolves, maybe. But I didn't remember seeing any werewolves. Richard, would I have ever seen any werewolves in these woods?
No, you were correct. There was never any werewolves involved. This is probably the first time you've heard of them as a serious thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a big problem around here with werewolves.
As you guys finish up your meal and Velsir's story, it is getting late. Vashti and Gabriel, is there anything else you want to do, or are you guys ready also to retire?
Yep, I'm also gonna retire for the night.
All right. Gabriel,
Do the same.
okay. So you guys have your rooms set up. You guys go, you take a rest. In the morning, daytime can't come soon enough for some people. For other people, it's a little less excited to get on their way. And you get up, you are greeted as you head out of the inn. Johan greets you with bags of rations for each of you. New friends and Valsir, take the stew on your journey. And
Excellent.
he has bags of soup and stew for you guys to take on with you.
Yes. Soup.
Not in any container. It's just like, like a gut bag, so it's waterproof, but it's just like just
Like
a bag of
water
soup.
skin of soup.
Yeah, a water skin of soup
Yes.
that he gives you guys. You each get one. It's about 2 rations of food each, and sends you on your way, heading out to the docks where you're going to meet the Alexandris and the crew. You guys arrive and are met by a rather large adventuring ship that's sitting there waiting for you. And standing on the bow of the ship is a gentleman in a very fine kind of a pirate coat with tails and his hat. And he calls out as you guys approach, Alexandris, the rest have arrived. Let's set sail. Shall we set sail? And he's kind of talking to himself and everyone around him. And you guys step on board the ship. And you notice that Alexandris is there. There is a small band of about 15 other members of the augury are all there, ready to go on this journey with you. Alexandris approaches you all. It's good to have you guys along on this journey. We'll be in Merovingia in 4 days. Until then, just make yourselves at home.
Thank you.
You have the ship at your disposal. Is there any last minute things you guys want to do before you set sail?
I think I'm ready to go.
You ready to go? All right.
I'm just going to take a peek over the hill in the direction of my place and say, see you in a few weeks.
It's a bit of a trek, and they've set you up with pretty nice accommodations. You each have your own little cabin with a hammock, so you swing with the motion of the ship. You don't get seasick being tossed around so much. And over the course of the days, you guys get to know some of these crew. You know Alexandris, of course. You've already met him. You meet the captain, is a man named Grosh Denari, who is a merchant entrepreneur who owns the ship, and he works with the augury pretty closely.
How do you spell that?
Grosh is Grosh, and Denari is Denari.
Okay, this is phonetical. All right, cool.
Yeah. The others, you meet a few others that I'm actually going to have you guys name a couple of these augury troops. Gabriel, you get to know a young man about your same age who seems fresh in the order. What's his name?
Jeff.
Jeff. Yes. So Jeff, while having conversations with you, he seems like a really nice guy. He's kind of on the up and up. He's excited to get out and adventure along with you. And while you're sitting around the campfire one night, he just looks at you and he says, have you heard about these werewolves? They keep saying werewolves are there. Do you know anything about that? I gotta be honest, I'm terrified, man.
Well, it's not werewolves you should be feared of. It's what kind of werewolves.
There's more than one kind of werewolf? Oh man, that doesn't help me at all, Gabriel.
There's werewolves, there's werebears, werefoxes, wererats. There are many were things.
Oh jeez. You think there's all kinds over there? Oh man. Oh man. And he's like clearly upset, and he just like slams his drink that he's been working on at the fire. And through the course of your conversations with him, just in general, you pick up on some rumors about your travel companions, which we'll get to those in a little bit. Vashti, you also get to know there's an augury member who's this young lady who, similar to Jeff, is very excited to get out and adventure. And she's been on adventures before, but this is like her first big kind of quest. What's her name?
Robin.
Robin. All right. And Robin, like, she thinks you're kind of a funny person. Like, you're kind of high energy moments. She just kind of hangs around and keeps an eye on what you're doing. What would you talk to her about on this trip? Is there anything?
Yeah. I can't really think of anything right now.
Would you share with her that you are a Kalashtar?
I think so. Yeah.
You're pretty open.
She's pretty comfortable with sharing that fact.
Okay, well, Robin would come up to you multiple times. She's asking all these questions. Like, so can you go inside someone else's dreams and, like, talk to them? Is that a thing?
No, not really.
Can you, like, control your own dreams? Like, if you're having a dream, can you, like, fly and stuff?
No, it's more of like we have our own separate people in the dream realm, if that makes any sense.
So you're like two people?
Yup.
Wow. And she would constantly just rattle off these questions, asking you these things about the dream realm and this sort of thing. And you would also learn some rumors, as the augury members tend to talk amongst themselves and pass rumors. You'll hear information about your other travel companions, which we'll also get to later. Velsier. The augury is gossipy. They just like to.
Catfies.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. It's great. I like that. Velsier, you would kind of Alexandra spends a lot more time with you, having conversations and trying to find out or fill you in or answer any questions that you may have had over the last 10 years over this time. What would you ask Alexandris?
Probably just ask him why it just still puzzles me why I was left there. You knew I was there for 10 years. You knew.
Well, yes.
Did you know what I was going through? Did you know the affliction? The memory charm? Were you aware, or
that
did you
part we were not aware.
Okay.
We thought you had just given up, and we thought, well, we'll just let him be. But then when the word came in from Merovingia, and Wanda had heard about you and who you had dealt with and what you had done, she had said we should find you. And we trust her judgment, so we went back. And when I saw you, I could tell that you had that curse on you.
Okay. This makes more sense to me now. I was somehow under the assumption you knew that I had been had my memory altered, and you just left me there.
Oh, well, I apologize.
All right. No, I apologize for not understanding properly. But you can understand why I needed to be reassured.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to know? I was trying to keep things more quiet when we were in town, but now we're on the ship. I trust everyone here. I feel like I can answer any other questions you might have.
Yeah. So, what has been going on the last 10 years with the Shattered Tower? Do you have any more information about their activities? Or have they just cropped up and now have to be dealt with again.
Well, after they attacked your sect, your chapter, they tried attacking others briefly, but we kept heading them off. You know, we learned to be a little less trusting after what happened with your chapter, so we were able to find more, and we thought we had them beat. And it seemed for the last 5 years we had seen nothing or heard nothing from them until Wanda reported in and said she'd seen the Shattered Tower. So I'm not sure what they've been doing for the last 5 years, but if she's right and we do trust her judgment, they're definitely back.
We're meeting Wanda in Merovingia, right?
Yes, we actually, in the morning, we'll meet up with the rest of you and we'll decide a rendezvous to meet up with Wanda, but
Okay.
that will be later on.
And you trust the other two that that I'll be on this quest with?
Oh, absolutely. The young man he's a peculiar one, but he's good. Comes from good people, and Vashti she will be very useful if what she says about herself being connected to the dream realm is true. That could prove useful as well.
Yeah, I can tell there seem to be very few secrets with her. She seems like a pretty open person.
That is true.
That's just an assumption I'm making. I don't know if that's accurate.
As you are continue, you learn some more. You know, speaking with other augury members, you learn some more rumors about your companions as well.